Welcome back, it's IpswichFanzone again. I'm here with Will. Will, we're here to discuss Matthew Pennington, England's next up-and-coming centre-back. Someone who I can see in an England shirt in any time. Everton's youth products come on loan to Ipswich. He's had numerous loans in the Championship. More recently, Leeds last season. I didn't really get much from Leeds about how good he was, but I think he's come to fruition in Ipswich shirt, and I'll probably say he's player of the season this year, wouldn't you say?
I can't think of anyone else that's been better than him. I think he's been a consistent presence, especially in the second half of this season. I think he's just gone from strength to strength as a centre back. You know, he's winning, he's going for balls, he's winning them, he's getting, he's taking danger away. But he doesn't. The main thing that you want from a centre back nowadays, when the game is so technical and got so much pace about it, is you want a centre back that can bring the ball forward. It's not just hoof it up. Mm-hmm. And I think he does that. He's kind of like what we had with Adam Webster. I think he's done a really good job of doing that role as the season's got on and his confidence has grown. He's grown as a player. Mm-hmm. He brings the ball forward, he gets it, drives into the midfield, then you can lay it off to one of the more creative players like the Judge or the Bishop. Mm-hmm. But he also does the dirty work. Like I said, he also does the dirty work. He wins headers, he makes himself a presence, and I see him, more often than not, he's shouting things. He's a young player. What is he, like 22, 20, 21, 22? Yeah. Something like that. But he's still, he's got the confidence and he believes in himself enough to be, making demands from more experienced players because, he knows what he wants and he's clearly got that natural defensive ability that you need from a centre-back. Yeah.
Well, this season, he's not really been playing completely as a centre-back. He's been tried in a lot of positions. He has played at left-back. He has played at right-back this season. He's scored at right-back this season. But more importantly, his overall play as a defender has probably come in the last 4 or 5 games. I would say he's become ridiculously solid at the back. And I think he would be very beneficial to Everton in the Premier League, given that they seem to be going for a struggling point at this moment in time. What does he bring as an English defender? What does he bring to the pitch that's different from what we already have in the England squad? What would you say?
I don't think he brings necessarily difference. I just think he matches up to what Gareth Southgate wants really well. I think Maguire at the World Cup was... If I had to pick a centre-back, I would pick Maguire from the World Cup. Yeah. Because he's big, he's strong, he's not particularly quick, but he's like Pennington. He's not afraid to bring the ball forward, make a pass, drive into the midfield. But then he also does all the dirty work, winning the headers, making heavy tackles to make goal-saving challenges, that sort of thing that you could see coming from Pennington in the future. So I think not necessarily different, but I just think he'd slide in the future, and whenever, because I'd expect him to get a call up. Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't in the future.
And he's definitely not a player we'd expect to be able to get hold of in the summer, given the performances put on this season.
Sadly, not. I think this season's been big for him because I did kind of see what some Leeds fans said about him when they signed him. They said, "Oh, he's rubbish. He leaks goals for fun."
But they wouldn't know a centre-back if it hit him in the face.
This is true. But, this season's been big for him, I think. I think this season, at a club that's struggled so much, I think he's been... he's played a lot of games. Yeah. There's no go for that. He's played a hell of a lot of games, like, across that back line. So I don't think... I think Everton would be silly to send him out on loan next season.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think he now is at that point where... I think he's ready to kind of start, not start every game, but maybe start against some of kind of the lower tier Premier League teams.
Yeah. And see what we're actually talking about.
Yeah, and see what we're actually talking about, because there's definitely a hell of a defender in there.
Yeah, and with Premier League experience, he could be the next big thing.
I think he's got a hell of a future ahead of him as a defender. I think he'll be brilliant.
All right, cheers for that, Will.